Hello again, everyone. The next presentation is tips and tricks when choosing a graduate degree. The presenter is Eva, so I give her the word to tell you more about it. Eva?
Hi. Glad to meet you all online. My name is Eva Kozina. I'm an educational consultant for integral educational programs in Croatia, part of an Integral Edu team. I'm going to talk a little about choosing your master's degree, why you should go abroad, what are the specifics of going abroad, what are the entry requirements, what are all in all. So it's about choosing a specialization that doesn't exist at your home country, be it Slovenia, Croatia, or something third. Going to Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden offers many possibilities. So I said that I'm part of an Integral Edu team. We're an advisory agency for education abroad. We have more than 27 years of experience with 17 offices in different countries. And at the moment, we offer free assistance for enrolling to 3 study programs at our partner universities, which are part of the World Educational Network. So, what is our offer? You may have heard this already on the presentation that Philip did, but I have to tell you our offer. So, firstly, we talked about studying abroad. We help you with finding your perfect study program, be it undergraduate or postgraduate program. But for those who do not know what to choose, we offer a program of professional orientation tests, depending on what you need to choose, be it a career or a study program. Summer language camps, those are language camps, for example, studying English in England for a couple of weeks during summer, and IELTS preparatory courses. Each and every one of you who's going to go studying abroad needs to have an IELTS, academic IELTS test. And we offer preparatory courses, especially for these tests. For learning English, you go to a summer language camp, and for learning how to pass the test, you use a preparatory course. Okay, what are the main reasons for choosing to study abroad? Higher quality of education. There are numerous rank lists of universities from all over the world. As you may have already Googled, searched, or seen, the highest quality of education is in UK, USA, and the third is in Netherlands. Those are all universities in the first 200 of universities through rank lists of the universities in the world. The second reason is real sector experiences. When you enroll at a university abroad, those are mostly practical-based learning experiences where you work together with a team from a real firm, real business, help them in decisions or some programs. That's something that's part of the modern type of teaching. So at here, Croatia, Slovenia, and other countries, we have traditional type of teaching, like what I'm doing right now, ex-cathedra teaching, learning, and passing tests. Modern type of teaching is learning by problem solving, real experiences and working in a team or as an individual by solving a problem that's connected to your thesis. That's the most important part of education abroad. Numerous countries offer a large number of programs in English, both because of intercultural exchange, but all of the universities in Europe bring internalization at home, because both when you offer these opportunities to both students and professors, such an exchange provides an exchange of knowledge and ideas and brings even higher quality of education. Furthermore, there are specific specializations. In Croatia, for example, we have quite generic master degrees. Abroad, I'll list a couple of examples. You can choose a specific specialization based on where you want to project your career to. Okay. Why would you go studying something really, really different? Because you'll be a specialist in something that nobody else is going to be around you. You can gain a world-renowned master's diploma. You can go to one of 200 best universities in the world, and in a year or 2 years, gain a diploma that's higher on the rank list than the local ones. One of the other things that international experiences offer is networking, creating a network of alumni, of friends in different places of the world, which help you further your career in the future after graduating, after obtaining your master's diploma. With an international experience, of course, comes an international outlook, international skills. You communicate with people from different cultural backgrounds. You communicate with people with different viewpoints. All of this is copied to your work ethics also. By going to an international universities with 20 or 30% of international students, you also develop an international mindset and an entrepreneurial mindset, because most of the study programs, especially master study programs, are connected with the real sector. You do not study a broad domain of knowledge, you study for a specific role you're going to take on the market. And that's where most of your enhancements goes to, developing specific characteristics for specific careers and jobs. And of course, you can write it in your CV, internationalize your CV, occupy it with different international experiences. You can always go to different internships, be it on different universities or for different firms. Okay, study something different. What could you study online abroad that isn't available here? For example, United Kingdom has most high quality universities. I took a few examples from each country. And with Brexit, I don't know if you listened to my colleague an hour ago, some changes have been happening to universities and to possibilities for European Union students. But studying a postgraduate degree that can last a year or 2 years, mostly 1 year, is a perfect chance to gain an international high quality diploma, but only use 1 year of your life, 1 year of your finances, and study something really, really specific, such as computer networks and security, film and television production. These are all study programs which are quite applicable in the real sector. From this year, 21-22 academic year, in the United Kingdom, European students have lost the ability to take out a student loan. So most of the financing should be private. Netherlands have compensated for this. They have a large number of study programs in English. Most of them are in English, especially master programs, also can last a year or 2 years, differing on your thesis, etc., etc. And they're still open. They are still open and are further opening for European Union students. Although the United Kingdom might be closing, the Netherlands are opening. The difference is from these universities, as you can see, 2 of them are universities. One is the University of Applied Sciences. Universities such as Tilburg or Radboud are research unis, and Hansa University of Applied Sciences, for example, is a university that has a lot of more practice, and Tilburg and Radboud had a lot of more theoretical knowledge. And you can always go to a PhD afterwards, both abroad or at home. Some of these some of these programs might be quite different from those you have grown to know in Croatia, and I suggest that you contact your educational advisor, Philip or me, for more information on entry requirements and possibilities in different countries. For example, there are other examples of Sweden, Belgium, and Austria. Free Universiteit Brussels has a lot of engineering programs, biomedical programs. Shopping University has a program in robotics and an AI engineering, Austria is mostly directed towards business models and such. So contact your educational advisor to see which of these possibilities would suit your experiences the best, because entry requirements for master studies are different than for undergraduate studies. Your bachelor degree should be similar to your master degree, but mostly it'll depend on different subjects, different number of ECTS points you gathered during your undergraduate studies. When should you apply? You should apply as soon as possible. Late applications are still open until July. That doesn't mean you should have your undergraduate diploma just now. You can send it in July or even later in some universities, but deadlines depend on each university. Some are already closed, but most of them are still open and applying new students. What do you need to apply? You will need a lot of documentation, and it will differ depending on the country you're going to and on the program you're applying for. So the first step is to contact your integral edu advisor so you could find suitable study programs you're interested in, and study programs you're applicable to apply for. Look for graduate programs that offer specialized degree tracks. So if you want to further your career internationally or locally, you still have a degree in something quite specific. Narrow down your choices to maximum 5 choices, even fewer. 3 would be the next, some kind of an optimal choice. And don't just pick a subject you want to study. Think about how you're going to study it. Is it going to be a theoretical or a research program? Are you going to choose a research master's or a thought master's? Are you going to go to University of Applied Sciences or a research university? Which country would suit you the best? The different programs are differently developed in different countries. These are all the questions that you need to ask yourself before choosing your perfect study program, and the best would be if you talked about it with your integral advisor. Furthermore, when choosing a subject, you also need to choose a university. Different universities are definitely differently ranked, but they also have different profiles. Some are more diverse by social sciences, some are more concentrated on technical sciences. Everything depends on where you want your future current academic and future professional career to lead to. When you make a choice of 5 or fewer study program choices, you need to check if your qualifications are adequate for admission. You can always try for admission, but it is easier to try for admission when you know your entry requirements will be accepted. So your bachelor's degree has to be similar to something you want to enroll to on your master's degree. After that, you need to prepare all of your documentation. Mostly it will be your transcript of grades from all of your 3 years of undergraduate studies, your CV, personal statement, and 2 recommendations. One has to be from a professor of your actual study, and another can be from your professor or from somewhere you worked at. And your ID. Those are your general entry documentation. Further on, you'll have to do your IELTS, academic IELTS exam, and further documentation depending on the specific university you're applying to. When you send all of your documents, when you finish your application, you will get a conditional offer. That's an offer that when the university checks your entry requirements, and if you satisfy them, if they're going to send an offer that you are going to become their student if you check some of the boxes. The boxes will be IELTS academic test and finished undergraduate studies. And you enroll at your preferred study program. Okay, so my colleague already talked about it, I suppose, about accommodation, about pricings. So accommodation is private. The concept we have here in Croatia doesn't exist anywhere else in Europe. If there are dormitories, they're also private, but they could be sublet through the university, and mostly they are around 400 euros for a room plus utilities. When you're searching for a room, always check which utilities are included in your final price. So you can count on 350 to 450 or 500 euros, depending on the country and depending on the size of the town you're going to go. If you're going to Copenhagen or Amsterdam, accommodation is going to be pricier, of course. So you have to expect around 850 euros of monthly expenses. Half of it is going to go to accommodation, other half for life expenses. If you're going to bigger towns such as Amsterdam, expect around 1100 euros of expenses monthly. Although you can work in most of the countries, in all of the countries where you're going to go to study abroad, recommendation is to provide funds for the first 3 months, because you first have to move into your apartment, into your country, do all the administrative tasks you have to do, and then only then you can apply for a job. Then you find a job, start a job, and start to get paid. 3 months is maybe the minimum time limit to start funding yourself. Application documentation, we already mentioned it, identity card or passport. It has to last at least a year after you start your studies. Personal statement, that's the motivational letter. That's the document where you explain the university why you think yourself the best candidate for this study program. Transcript of undergraduate grades, sometimes even a syllabus, sometimes even a description of different pieces you did during your studies or different experiments, laboratory work you did during your studies. Recommendation from a professor, recommendation from a professor or an employer, we already mentioned this. CV, you should write it always objectively. You can use Europass, it's a platform for writing your CVs. Language certificates, IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge exams can be sent, don't have to be sent immediately, can be sent afterwards, after the original application. Some study programs, some universities have additional documentation that needs to be prepared. So try to contact your advisors as soon as you can, because the sooner you apply, the sooner you'll have to have an answer, and the sooner you'll be able to prepare yourself to move to another country and another university. How do we help you with these? Firstly, we help you to find a study program which you would be interested in. We translate all of your needed documentation, fill out all the application forms, help you with motivational letters and CVs, send your applications, communicate with universities about eventual further questions or documents needed. And we'll always organize the pre-departure meetings, orientations before leaving Croatia, Slovenia, or your home country. You used to do it live, and hopefully we'll do it this year also. Why is this important? Because when you're moving abroad, it's helpful to have a few people with whom you can communicate or share experiences or ask for advice. For all of the questions, please join our join colleague Philip at the chat booth, ask directly the universities about your possibilities, and join us at our face-to-face fair in April. Okay, thank you very much. I hope it was a little bit useful, and for all further information, don't hesitate to contact us.
Thank you both for the great presentation and all the information. The next presentation will start at 4 o'clock. So in the meanwhile, you can go and have a chat with the institutions at the fair. Thank you once again. Bye and see you later. Okay, well, we are not live anymore. So